This video is a little bit different because this is about Gabby's seizure. It happened on February 17th on a Monday. It was President's Day. Gabby and Elena came to school with me because they didn't have school. We were walking into the building at my school. It was 8 a.m. and Gabby laid down in the parking lot, and I thought she was throwing a temper tantrum. The parking lot is right by the door. So Gabby was laying down right by the door to my building, and then I looked and she was just laying there, and I thought it was strange.
Come on, Gabby, get up.
So I was saying, Gabby, let's go. We need to go inside. Gabby, let's go. And she wasn't responding. And then my coworker pulled up, and I said, what is she doing? And he said, I think she's having a seizure. You need to call 911. And I said, are you serious? And he was like, he looked at her and was like, call 911. So I called 911. As I was on the phone with 911, my other coworkers started arriving. They were very helpful, and we got Gabby inside, and I was on the phone with 911, and Elena was in my classroom at that point. My coworker was so calm. He was checking her pulse. He was making sure she was breathing. I said, I think my 2-year-old is having a seizure. The ambulance came, a fire truck came, 2 police cars came. They put Gabby on the stretcher. We went into the ambulance, and then I called Sean, and Sean wasn't answering, but eventually he did. I sent him a picture of Gabby in the ambulance, and I texted him, and I said, Gabby had a seizure, we're going to the hospital. So we got to the hospital. They took Gabby out of the ambulance. They put us in the hospital room. So we are here at the hospital. Somebody had a seizure this morning at my school. So that was like the craziest, scariest thing ever. We're kind of a mess right now. They did. I got an EKG sticker on my pants. They did an EKG. They did an ultrasound. They're going to do a catheter to check her heart, check her intestines, check her stomach. And now they're going to check her bladder because she didn't have a fever when she had the seizure, so they don't think it was a febrile seizure. But she had a fever on Saturday, so could be a few things. And Elena is somewhere at my school. She's fine, I've been told. And then they did all these tests. What kind of tests did they do? They took her fever. She did not have any kind of fever. Nasal swab. UTI test, catheter, ultrasound.
We were in the emergency room.
You're in the emergency room.
We were there for like 3 days. We were supposed to get moved upstairs, but
there was no room.
There was no room.
So we stayed in the emergency room. Before we got admitted, we were going to be discharged because Gabby woke up. Baby update. She's awake. She's alert. What are you eating?
All it took was goldfish.
Goldfish healed her. She had an EKG, ultrasound, flu swab, catheter. They said she tested positive for peripatesis and coronavirus.
Hold on, not that coronavirus.
But not the one from China, just a regular coronavirus. But now we're just making sure she can eat and not throw it up. And then we will go home. She was having some goldfish, and she was seemingly a lot more alert and a lot better. Can I see your stickers? Uh-huh. Oh, you got a cracker on your sticker. Uh-huh. And then she had her second seizure, which was like it would have been grand mal. Would have been grand mal, but I don't think they say grand mal anymore.
It was a big one.
Generalized seizure.
It was a big one, and she was shaking, and she turned blue around her mouth, and that's when it was very real for me because the seizure that Caroline first saw in the parking lot, when described to me, didn't seem like the one you typically think of with the shaking and
The first seizure, she was just laying on the ground, so I didn't know what was happening. And I never saw a seizure before, and I never have been a part of that situation. So when she had her second seizure, they said they're gonna admit us. We're gonna stay for observation because Sean and I didn't really feel comfortable like bringing her home.
Here's another update. She had another seizure, so we're staying here overnight. She also has peripatesis. How do you feel?
I'm tired.
How was that second seizure?
It was very, very scary.
Yeah.
The cyanosis, when her lips turned blue, that's when it got a little too real for me.
Yeah.
So at this point, I started feeling sick, and I had a massive headache, and I had sinuses and whatever. But she was diagnosed with peripatesis and
Bordetella peripatesis.
So we all wore masks because it's super contagious. She was also diagnosed with a strain of coronavirus. So everyone was wearing masks. So it kind of hid like how sick I was. But I was very sick.
Do you have an owie? Do you have an owie? What's on your hand? Your other hand. What is that?
Medicine.
Medicine? You're right, it is medicine.
It's medicine, dude.
Owie.
Yeah.
You don't want to touch it.
Okay, stay there.
Okay, lie down, baby.
What are you doing?
I want all this baby.
Okay.
I spent the night with Gabby. Sean went home because there was really nowhere for us to both be because the room was so small.
It's morning now. Gabby, good morning. How do you feel? She slept. I was really sick last night. It was rough. I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Okay, so I'm sure we'll be discharged today. She's doing really well. No seizures. Right? No seizures? Oh, are you showing off your owie? Gabby, where's your owie? What's that?
After I got in the ambulance with Gabby, my school took care of Elena.
Did you have fun today?
Yeah, and my mom, can you please have my water every day when I'm coming to your school in ballet?
Please don't forget water bottles.
Please don't forget water bottles.
And I love you.
And I love you.
And then arranged for Elena to go home with some family friends, very close family friends of ours. So Elena stayed there, and they were incredible and amazing, and they took off school to take care of Elena for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I think. And then at that point, Sean's mom flew in.
Hey, what are you saying? We are all done. Are you all done? Are we all done? You have owies? Let me see your hand. No, your other hand. Yeah. You ready to get dressed? You ready to get dressed? Yeah, we're gonna put on some clothes. Yeah, not that. Where you going? Where you going? She really wants to run. Oh my God.
Both Nana and Grandma offered to fly in, but my mom was going to come visit in like a month anyway, so Sean's mom got on a plane and flew here to help take care of Elena because Sean and I were both sick. So Sean got sick, I was sick, Gabby was sick.
Day 5, Bordetella, peripatesis. We all feel much better, but we didn't film the previous 4 days where we couldn't even function.
Turn that off.
And we got a spicy little 2-year-old who is fully recovered
Okay, turn it off.
and acting like a little troll right now.
Prior to Gabby having the seizure in the parking lot, she was at a friend's house, just sitting on the couch, lying on Caroline, and then she woke up crying, and Caroline didn't know what was going on, and then she just kind of spontaneously threw up everywhere, and then threw up the rest of the night. And then Sunday,
this was Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night, and then Saturday night, Sunday night, she was completely dehydrated and was like constantly asking for water and was very, very sick. And so,
because she was sick, she slept with me in bed Sunday night, and I just remember her waking me up every few hours because she was thirsty and she wanted water. So that was like a sign. And then that whole week was such a blur. People were so generous and got us food and sent us edible arrangements. And she recovered, but then because they were not febrile seizures, she had to get an EEG done. And this was all like right at the beginning of COVID-19, so it's very eerie to be in the hospital and no one else is in the hospital and going through that process of getting her EEG. We're in the middle of this coronavirus quarantine, but Gabby and I are going to the Children's Hospital to get her EEG done. It's pretty empty. The governor banned like non-essential hospital visits, but I guess obviously this is considered essential. It's very empty and eerie. We are in the waiting room right now.
No.
Yes.
No.
Waiting for her EEG.
The library needs new books, so the twins are collector. Listening leader. Listening leader. Listening.
So she just had her EEG. She was perfect. She fell asleep. They did like the flashing thing, and I think she had another seizure during the flashing thing. So it'll be interesting to see what the neurologist says. You okay? We are now waiting for the neurologist, the meeting with the neurologist. They won't have her EEG results back yet, but they'll have a good idea. So how do you feel?
Good. I did not like the mouse.
Yep. Okay, so we are back in the car, still at the hospital. We've been here for 5 hours. Gabby is officially diagnosed with epilepsy. She'll be on these meds to try to help prevent seizures, and then we'll reevaluate in 6 months, and then we'll reevaluate in 2 years. And she was diagnosed with epilepsy, and so now she's has to go get an MRI. So we'll follow up with that. It's not for another couple of weeks. So that's the situation, and that's the story of what happened with Gabby in February. We will keep you updated with her MRI, and that's it. But she's healthy now. She's okay. So that's what happened. Okay, bye.